Sounds like
he is. We, God, well, we're live. Ladies
hey,
and gentlemen, welcome to the Empty Slate. I think we're on episode 40. Is
we
that
don't
right?
have a clue.
I don't know. Our our longtime follower, listener, boss will let us know here a little bit as soon as he chimes in, I'm sure.
I think he's at like Bible study or something. I think I seen it on Facebook.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
he'll watch or well, I still can't get into freaking Spotify, so I don't know. I don't know if we're ever going to do another audio only version of this podcast. But of course, I'm here alongside Russ. As always, how's your day been today?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I woke up from a nap about 10 minutes ago.
I sent you the link.
Yeah. Man, my day hasn't been bad. It's just been yesterday we got these massive PA system things in for the school, and I uh, I went to grab one of them, and I'm a terrible hello everybody, by the way. I'm a terrible lifter, like of doing lifting the right way.
So
Like
you put your back into it.
yeah, and this was probably the most correct way I've ever lifted in my life. Like I didn't use my back, I used my legs and my knees and everything, and I was like, because the boxes, I mean, it was massive. It was, um, it was like take a mini fridge and multiply it times, I don't know, 5, and I mean it was, waist
Jesus.
high, pretty
Yeah.
pretty good size. Um, and and so I did it in the most like correct way you're supposed to lift everything possible, and did my squat and barrel hugged it and squatted all the way down and picked it up and set it on top of the other box. Not using my back like like 90% of us our
Neanderthal.
age do. And, just, I got this. I'm a man. Pick it up, throw it up there, picked it up, boom, set it down, set it up there. And I felt a little discomfort in my boys. And I was like, whew. I was like, that was, maybe I.
You
So,
pull a hernia?
well, I thought I did because I I got home actually, well, yesterday's Valentine's Day, so I uh I got Jessica I got Jessica a potted plant. She likes to plant. Obviously, we've talked about it before on the show. And so it's Kroger made got some fajitas, made fajitas last night, and
That's what I had today.
I was in Kroger and I was kind of walking around. I was looking at all the Valentine's Day crap, and I was like, not very comfortable. I was like, I can kind of feel that in my shorts, and I was like, man, what did I do? I was like, did I give myself a hernia? Because that's the first thing popped in my mind. And it's like, man, I gave myself a hernia. And I was like, all right, time to make a decision. So I made a decision, got all my crap, got the hell out, come home, uh, waited on Jess to get home, cooked dinner, ate with Jess. We talked about her sister had her baby yesterday. Congratulations to them. They had a baby girl, 9 pounds.
Damn.
Big girl, yeah, chunky girl. And
We're not fat shaming a baby. Just
and
saying it
so
was a big kid.
I just relaxed and I sat, and when I was sitting on the couch in here and I was watching some of the pre-race stuff, and I and I coughed, I was like, ooh, I felt that. I was like, oh God. I must have heard you. Jesus. So we eat dinner. Um, I watched a little bit more of the qualifying. It's like 9:15ish, I think. And I was like, I'm going to bed. I watched qualifying, and then I was like, I'm going to bed. It's 9:15. I'm going to sleep. Went and lay down on my back where my kidneys, like kind of area, was hurting like a son of a bitch. And I'm talking like I went to stand up, and I was like, oh God, I'm dying. It's it. This is the end.
Jesus.
And I was like, I don't know what I did. I was like, are my kidneys failing me? Like, oh my God, this is it. Call the hearse, call the ambulance, like Billy Bob Thornton says on them. What the hell is that movie? Sling Blade. Call an ambulance or a hearse. And I was like, this is the end, my only friend. And I got up, took a piss, and I was like, okay, well,
You're
my
not peeing
kidneys aren't
blood, are you?
failing. No, I was like, okay, my kidneys aren't failing. So I go to sleep, wake up, and my back is just still hurting. I'm like, man, what is going on? And I'm thinking, did I hurt my back? So all day I'm thinking it's my kidneys. But so I'm pounding water all day. Like I didn't have an energy drink, I didn't have coffee. I just pounded water all day long because I'm like, maybe I'm trying to pass the kidney stone or something. Well,
That's a different
then
pain.
nothing happened. Back still hurt all day. So I'm guessing, even trying to be, Mr. Lift the right way, I just moved a muscle that I haven't moved.
That's probably what
And
it is, just out of shape.
well, like, when you lift with your upper back as much as I used to, doing all the shit that I used to do for work, those muscles get worked out all the time. I mean, Jessica would be the first to tell you, she's tried to like pop my back, and she said it's like trying to stand on concrete. And
Damn.
oh yeah, my back is like tight constantly. And so I'm thinking, like, when I lifted properly and did everything, the muscles in my lower back that you're supposed to use,
They
or
weren't
the
there.
muscles in like your obliques or whatever, they've never been used like that the right way, and so they're a little sore today. So
They
I
had a
came
oh
home
shit
and
moment, didn't they?
so I came home and I popped some uh, uh, Advil, or I don't remember, Advil or Tylenol, I can't remember which one it was, and I just kind of relaxed on the bed for a minute, and I was like, next thing I know, it was like 6:55, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta go.
So I understand what you mean. Like that shit hurts when you activate muscles that you don't use.
Well,
It
yeah, especially
yeah,
for you, like you doing the workout thing, and you lost the weight, and
yeah.
now you
I
now you
I
now
definitely
you
know how
can't
that
eat
feels.
food.
Hey, did you not see the picture I sent you?
I'm not gonna say I didn't. I did, but I don't think you ate all that. I
I
think you
didn't
might
eat
have
all that.
ate.
No, I had
I
four
think I think
ounces.
I think you ate like a tip of one of those pieces of steak there, and you were like, "Oh, woe is me! I am fathomed. I've got the
No,
meat sweats, April. I have to go take a shower. This flour is wilted."
no. I had about 5.5 ounces. I did weigh my meat. It's a very important thing you have to do when you're trying to stay healthy. You gotta weigh your meat.
Oh,
It's one lap to go in the first duel, and Jimmy Johnson is not going to make the show. In case everybody's wondering,
what's it saying second next to his name for?
because
Boy, Red
Alfredo's
better
locked
watch his
in.
ass.
I don't know how Yaley is third.
Oh, look at Tyler.
Huh. So people are wondering
Oh,
what we're doing and what we're staring at. We're watching the duels. Dang, Larson just got shuffled out. Here comes Jimmy. This is going to be
fucking
close,
Riddick.
man. Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's going to make the show. I think Jimmy just made the show.
Wow, he made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson made the show. Wow. Good job, Jimmy. That's
Hell
sad
yeah.
that our 7-time champion has to qualify in like that for the 500,
Yeah.
but he made it in. That's cool. Good job. That was awesome.
I can't believe Tyler Reddick made a move like that.
Oh, I know.
I wish they'd get rid of them. God dadgum fucking cartoon
I hate
things.
those cartoon. That's 3 years in a row they're using that shit. Why the hell can we not get good graphics? That's just why NBC beats the shit out of them every single year in their
Well,
ratings.
not just the Okay, I'm not going to kick Fox in the dick for just the graphics, though.
No, it's everything else too. It's the production. It's the cutting to the wrong damn car. And all right, rewatch this replay. Dang, that's a poke and hope right there. What Reddick just did.
Sounds like a what did we say? What was I saying earlier? A pokey soaky or something like that. Sound like a
Wet and
poke
pokey.
and a hope and a pokey soaky.
Soaky pokey.
Or yeah. Ooh,
Chase Elliott's car looks damn good. Not gonna lie, that blue Napa, that looks pretty damn good. So last night, I didn't get a chance to watch qualifying. You got to watch it live. This morning, I rewatched it, and things that stood out to me, and I'm sure they stood out to you too, and we can talk about it, is how fast single car speed the Fords have. It's the first time in God knows, I think 5 years, maybe 6 years, that a Chevrolet has not sat on the front row of the 500. Where it's you got Joey Logano and McDowell.
Yeah. Well,
On the
I'll be
front row.
honest with you.
Michael McDowell.
I think that the Fords to me looked go and get back in your car, you little 5'10" little shit bag.
I like Reddick though.
You like him because you named your kid after him.
I didn't know about this guy until after my son was born.
No, don't lie. You named your kid after him.
Yeah, I did.
You got that 45 tattoo on your butt cheek that now that your ass is shrunk up,
I got the 23
like
next
4.
I got the 23 on the other side.
Oh, you probably got 23 XI Racing and Denny Hamlin's fake signature on your butt cheek too. And it says my favorite daddy.
That's on the front.
Oh, is that right above your? What is that? What is what is a nasty beast?
I think it's 7% or 6% ABV. Monster.
God.
Yeah. It's like a Four Loko but a monster.
Sorry, I had a flashback when you said Four Loko.
Yeah, well, don't bring up peanut butter whiskey with me.
Oh, that's your own fault, you big chicken.
Yeah, because I didn't eat. I can't
She's
eat
definitely
and drink.
okay. She's definitely 5'10", but I'm going back to what we talked about yesterday. There ain't a snowball's chance in hell that little baby face fuck is. I guess we're 15 minutes in. I can say fuck. There ain't no way he's 5'7".
Ty Gibbs, no, he's 5'4.5", if that.
There ain't no damn way he's 5'7". The internet said he's 5'7". She was a foot taller than him.
Yeah, he's
in that picture that I sent you.
He's barely taller than Rico Abreu.
And there ain't no way she's wearing heels to the track because she's got to go trackside.
No, she's wearing tennies.
Yeah. 5'7". He ain't 5'7".
But of all the women, oh hell, even all the pit road reporters. I'm not even gonna throw women. All the pit road reporters, Jamie Little's my favorite.
I think she's probably top 5 of, well, I'd not say top 5. I bet she's top 10 all time.
Oh yeah, but she's definitely my favorite right now for sure. I mean,
the black guy Josh Smith is growing on me because he's pretty good.
Yeah, he is. He's gotten a lot better.
But and our little buddy Regan ain't bad either.
Regan Smith, no, he's pretty good. But I like Jamie. I mean, she does all the finish line, the burnout, post race stuff. winners
shows and stuff.
interview and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It was
But
funny.
what
She did do the
really
winner
stood
there.
out to
That
me
was
was how
she did.
slow. What?
Yeah, back to the topic at hand. Now back to
Yeah.
the topic at hand.
The Toyotas were really, really slow in single car speed, but as we just saw in traffic, they handle really good. That's one of the things that Clint actually pointed out last night.
Well, and like you had texted me in the same thing. I thought this started at 7, not 6, but apparently it started at 6.
They start at 6.
But in the brief little bit that we watched here, the Chevrolets in the pack don't look that bad though.
No, they're always going to be strong. It seems like, but you know, I'm pointing out the Toyotas and Ford because they have new bodies. They have the all new Camry and the new Dark Horse Mustang. Although I was looking at Michael McDowell's in the photos and all that stuff, and I was rewatching the qualifying from last night. It looks a lot like a Honda Accord.
Yeah, when you sent me that, I went back and looked at that picture. I looked at that picture that they took with all the crew and the cars.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I mean, you just slap a big ass H on the front of that. Looks like a Honda Accord.
Yeah, I was like, son of a bitch. Now that's all I see.
The Camry looks pretty cool.
No, they're not bad looking cars.
They're really good looking cars.
I mean, anything beats the car tomorrow.
I will agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite car is still the Gen 4, the car before the car of tomorrow.
Yeah, that was a good looking car.
Those were awesome. And they had 1,000 horsepower, and those are my favorite cars. I sound like a freaking boomer, I guess.
Well, I wouldn't say that because, or no, boomer's right. No, I don't know if I showed you this, but I'm gonna have to send it to you, and then after I send it to you, we can talk about it. There's a video on YouTube. It's Gen Zers watching Slipknot.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, it is absolutely hilarious. And then they do the same. They like the same YouTube channel does like Gen Zers watching 90s rock or something like that. And so like they're watching Slipknot and Limp Bizkit, and there's like 2 other bands that they're watching, and it's like, and there's one dude that's in there and he's just like, how am I supposed to take this? Like, and then like there's a part of the Slipknot song. We're getting off racing for a second, but there's a part of the Slipknot song where Corey Taylor's like, it's Wait and Bleed, and he's like, I felt the, and the guy, and one of the guys is like, well, he's got a good voice. He could be a good singer. And then all of a sudden, that's when he breaks into the screaming. And he's like, oh, it's this kind of music. It had me like, I had to send it to you. I'll find it on Snap or YouTube and send it to you. It had me rolling because there's a couple in there of Gen Zers that are just like, what am I watching? And like, there's a couple of girls that are just like, who listens to this type of music? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, me? And I'm like, well, TT had him a little.
Yeah, that was that's what I was trying to explain. It was hard to explain because they all checked up, and like Martin Truex checked up a lot, and nobody was really expecting it. And then they all just decided to pit and left him out, and then he ran out of gas.
Good Lord, that spoiler on the back is so tall.
Dude, I wish they'd get rid of that damn spoiler. I wish they get rid of the restrictor plate or whatever it is now. It's not a restrictor plate. It's fuck, I don't know, some shit.
So we're coming up on the Super Bowl of NASCAR this weekend. But before we get there, we did have the actual Super Bowl.
The big game.
Did you watch?
Yes, I was able to be off.
You were able to be off.
Yep.
Nice.
I thought it was a great game.
I agree.
People say it started off slow. I saw it as a defensive battle all the way until the 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and then they just kind of shit the bed. They being San Francisco.
I do agree with you. I do think you must have froze because I started talking. I thought you were done. I do agree with you on some of that. The one thing that I do kind of think could have been different is that honestly, I think if the was it McCaffrey, if McCaffrey doesn't fumble on that opening possession going down the field, I do think you're looking at a pretty big difference in that game. I do think if he doesn't fumble that first opening drive, I do think if you're looking at it from a broader perspective, there is a massive score difference because that game could have been 17-3 going into halftime. And you're looking at a totally different game at 17-3, in my opinion.
Right. I think so too. A lot of people are talking about Kyle Shanahan taking the ball first in overtime.
That has killed me. The fact that they said they didn't know the fucking rules.
I don't buy into that. Looking at it, I see both sides. You know, all your Monday morning quarterback shows, they're all saying that if he, would have kicked first and put his defense out there, then they would know what they have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what you have to do anyway. You score a touchdown. That's
right.
What you do. You go down there and score a touchdown. He didn't do that. I feel like even though that they took the ball first, they should have gone for it on what was it, 4th and 4 on the 20-ish yard line, something like that, when they kicked the field goal.
Yeah.
I still think they should have went for it on 4th.
I do too.
I mean, you pin them back, all the way up against the goal line, basically, if you don't get it. So,
especially when you've got one of the best running backs in the NFL.
Exactly. And then they just totally abandoned the run in the second half for whatever reason. I don't know.
What's crazy is the amount of apparently I was on the algorithm for Niners fans getting their heart broken, and it made me happy for TikTok. And so I was watching a lot of those, and it was quite hilarious.
Do you really think people destroyed their TVs like that over one stupid game? Really?
Yeah.
Would you? If that was the Cowboys and they shit the bed like that?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
I wouldn't either.
Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
No, it's a game.
But it's people like that, because I firmly believe. I mean, we're talking angry Cowboy fan here that has broken things before outside of my established home, but we're talking about people that I have seen Cowboy games on TikTok where people punch their TVs, and
I don't understand that.
Is this over already?
The first one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's what I
like that now. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you are dumb enough to punch, throw something at, kick, destroy in any kind of way your TV because of a football game, something that you paid money for, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Definitely got some mental issues there.
I broke something that was breakable in my garage, like a plank or something. It was wood. Like, I just wanted to hit something.
Even that to me, it doesn't make sense. It's a damn game.
Well,
and you have absolutely zero vested in it.
Mm,
I mean, other than entertainment value.
other than money.
You froze ugly.
But the one video that, huh?
I said you froze really bad.
Oh,
I'm having internet issues.
oh, um, uh, the one video that cracked me up, that I kept that I've seen a couple times on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. It's a guy that grabs the Jack Daniels bottle off of his table and just smashes the TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, first of all, is that a is that a commercial for Jack Daniels showing how good their bottles are, or
Right.
is that a commercial against LG or Samsung showing how shitty their TVs are? Because he like just boom, and it just like the screen is like vanished, and you're like, holy shit! Like how hard did he hit that TV?
Blunt force
But
trauma.
you know, I can't ever see myself. I never could. I can't see myself breaking my TV or a remote. Like, cause you see people throw a remote against the wall, or I can't see myself ever doing that. Do I have anger issues when stuff like that happens? Oh, absolutely. But just like in instance when you watch the Packer game over here, I'm also probably the realest Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
And when you're watching a game with me, I don't get butthurt until they shit the bed in the last second and lose the game. But if they're losing the game and there's 5 minutes left in the game, I'm not going to be like Hulk smash. No, I'm like you lost. Like they've obviously done something to lose that game.
Right.
Like the Packer game. They
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 shit the
basically
bed.
said, "Look, I got a gun. Look, here's my penis," and they shot themselves in it. Like, I mean,
Yes.
that was the Packer game for the Cowboys. I mean, there's no like ifs, ands, or buts on that one. Man, I thought football season was over and we weren't gonna have to see Gronk anymore. Just like I thought football
Yeah,
season
it's
was
the
over,
USAA.
and I didn't think we were gonna have to see fucking frog face Mahomes.
Do we want to touch on what happened yesterday or no?
We can. I mean, it's news. I mean, we're not only a sports podcast, and this was a sports thing. You know, it's weird.
Pretty sad.
It's sad. Obviously, it's sad. I don't know the count of people that have passed away. I think only one right now,
I think so.
but there's been multiple injuries. If you don't know, now you know. We're talking about the Chiefs parade, and there was a shooting. 3 people were arrested. From what I've seen, they called them or they call them juveniles. I don't remember. It wasn't. From everything I've seen, it wasn't like it was backlash about something. It was a dispute between people from what I saw.
Like gang or something?
Just
Or
rat shits.
two pieces of shit going at each other.
Yeah, 2 rat shits, just 2 shitty ass people that are probably carrying a gun and disagreed about something, and one of them was a pussy and he pulled out a gun instead of trying to fight the guy.
So people are talking about gun control and this, that, and the other. And I don't look at this as like a mass shooting. Yes, a few people got shot in the process. I think like you said, there's not enough people out there getting, punched in the mouth. Everybody's got a gun and nobody's man enough to take a shot to the chin anymore.
Well, and this is
It reminds me of
this
Friday.
well, and this is the what you win some, you lose some, but you live. You
Yeah.
live. The great and wise pops from Friday. But I'm sorry, but to me there's a there's a uh, very large difference between what happened at this event, this was championship parade, and what happened at the Jason Aldean concert in Vegas, or
Oh yeah.
the school events that have happened, or the one that happened. What was it, Monday, where the trans
That was Sunday.
Palestinian, huh?
That was Sunday at Joel Osteen's
Yeah,
church.
like the trans Palestinian whatever person that
Yeah.
decided to go into a church and start firing off like.
They didn't kill anybody though, did they?
No, I don't think in that one.
She did. She killed herself, or she got killed.
It was a he.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
I thought it was a she turned into a he.
No,
Not
it
a
was
he
turned into
a
a she.
Oh,
I saw. Well, I'm gonna tell you this:
it's hard to keep up.
The pictures that I saw on all the news outlets where they had like the 5 different pictures of this person transitioning.
Yeah.
If that was a she before going into a he, that was an ugly ass she that looked like a he. That was that was possibly born a she before it was even, or born a he before it even thought it was a he, or she, or he, she, or maybe it had both parts. I don't know, but that was an ugly son of a bitch.
Tilly.
It was a Pat.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
When Saturday Night Live was funny. And you know what's funny is I was talking about this with somebody the other day. There's not a chance in hell that skit could ever come back.
No. So many people get so butthurt.
They would riot in the streets about that.
I wonder where you can find that.
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find It's Pat's segments on the SNL segments on YouTube. I mean, I've seen
I wonder if they're on the cock.
I've seen this Stewart one. Stewart, look what I can do. Now that was Matt TV, but look what I can do. Stewart, stop. Like those were hilarious.
Yeah.
That was when those Saturday night late night shows were actually funny.
Right.
And you could sit through 45 minutes of a show because obviously 15 minutes commercials, and you could watch it and you could enjoy it. And now everything is so politically drawn in, and they want to, I don't know. I
always love Spy versus Spy.
That one,
Ambiguously Gay Duo.
Okay, that one was funny. That one was actually very funny. Or like, okay, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I think I was born in someone else's body. I think I am the reincarnation of Chris Farley. No, I'm kidding. No. Today would be Chris Farley's 60th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I love Chris Farley.
He lives in a van down by the river.
Oh, my name is Matt Foley. I am a motivational speaker.
That's actually pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty damn good. I'd love for you to come over to the house dressed like that and have that kind of talk with Morgan and Tyler. That would be, dude, that would be awesome.
Wait, where's my I don't have any oh wait. Yeah, dude, where
the yellow ones?
No, I had my actual glasses in here the other day. That spot where he's like,
yeah.
Well, who's that, Dad? Is that Bill Shakespeare? and then
just don't fall through my coffee table.
There's me.
Yeah.
That
That'd be
was
hilarious.
that was probably one of the greatest things that there was.
Absolutely.
Those were classic. Man, some of the ones that like to me, Norm Macdonald's Weekend Update was probably
Yeah.
the best ones out there. Because Norm Macdonald's delivery was just so like,
Yeah.
yeah, like as he's dead, you know, and he
Right.
just kind of sit there, and you're like, God, why is this funny?
See,
Um,
I liked Seth Meyers too. His weekend update or whatever. Yeah.
now,
Those are pretty good.
now Seth was after Norm, or
Yeah.
was there somebody in between him and Norm?
I think he was I want to say he was right after Norm. Because I don't remember anybody between Norm and him.
Yeah, because he did it forever. I saw a picture, and it was, I mean, it was damn near true. Man, that Sonny D car does look good though.
I like Josh Berry.
It was it said when SNL was funny, and it had let's see if I can remember most of it. It was Farley, Sandler,
Farrell.
Rob Schneider, uh uh what was oh god, what was the dad's name in the Chris Farley skit, the Matt Foley, Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman, yeah.
Phil Hartman, Tim Meadows, it was all those guys. And it's like, holy shit, that was a cast right there,
Yeah,
man.
that's when the shit was actually funny and not so damn political.
Like that was a cast. And then you look at it though, but then it breaks your heart because like Phil Hartman killed himself. Farley died from an overdose. Norm passed away just, a couple years back from cancer.
Yeah.
Like you're like, damn it, man. Like some of the greats of comedy have like left us, like greats of our lives. But then there's still some that are left. I mean, there's still some really funny people that are out there, but some
Here's
of
a
them,
problem with them though, is that they can't be themselves anymore.
no. And that's just what I was about to say, is like that's the bad, but the bad thing is they can't be the comedians that they were. And
Right.
now there are some that will. I mean, there are some of
Chappelle?
those. Yeah, Chappelle doesn't give a shit.
No. Chris Rock?
Yeah, well, yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, his whole take on Will Smith's deal was pretty good.
But dude, I haven't seen Chappelle's newest stand up, but I've heard it's great.
It's awesome.
Um, the last three that he's put out on Netflix have been great. So
I don't think he's put out a dud yet.
no, but you do have some that still like, hey, you're paying to see my show. You know what you're coming to see.
Yeah.
Like you're coming to see me talk shit about everybody, and I don't care if I piss you off, make you cry, or offend you in a way that would offend your grandmother. Fuck
See,
off.
that's kind of where I've gotten away from like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer,
Yeah, you said it right.
Kreischer, yeah, is that they've gone not like to where they're offending me, but they've gone to places and they believe in different ideologies than what I do, and I don't, I don't think it's funny. I think that they're misguided and misconstrued in a lot of the things that they try to talk about. Make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I'm not gonna say I've experienced that exactly because um I'll be 100% honest with you. I I don't typically listen to their podcast. I just don't. Um
Well,
and
aside from their podcast, but like Tom Segura's um special on Netflix.
I okay,
I watched it
I'm gonna
and
be I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest with you. I've tried to watch Tom, and I just can't get into it. I don't think he is as funny. Uh, he has, but I just like I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I see. Believe me, it's there. There's thousands of people that think he's funny, if not millions. But it's to each his own. I mean, comedy is, and that's the thing that kills me is you. Comedy is and always will be, and I think they've said this on Rogan too. Comedy is the most selective
Yeah.
thing out there
It's very objective.
besides music.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's gonna like it.
Right.
And you're not gonna make everybody happy. You're gonna offend some people. But on those 100 or 200 that you offend, there's probably 10,000 that liked it.
Right.
And even if you don't offend somebody, just because you don't like somebody's comedy doesn't mean that it's bad comedy.
Right.
I never in my life thought Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, and Larry the Cable Guy were funny. Never.
Really?
They had funny jokes, but there's not a snowball's chance in hell that I could sit through an entire special with any one of them. Ron White,
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Great delivery, but that's my style of comedy.
I always liked Foxworthy. I listened to his tape, 1996 album. I forgot what it's called, but
Did you just say tape?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have to explain to people that may watch this in the future what a tape is.
So there are these little cartridges with this film inside of it, about that wide, and it's called a tape. It looks like masking tape. No. And so it was like a 1996 album.
Tape.
What? Is it masking tape? Not masking tape.
Electrical tape.
Well, yeah, but it's thin, like
pinstriping tape.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Anyway, and so it was like the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta is what he talks about. And I wore that tape out, and I thought it was hilarious. I absolutely loved Jeff Foxworthy because one, he was clean, and I could listen to him, and I loved his delivery. Just something about Jeff Foxworthy's delivery is just, I just liked it, and that's where I became a Foxworthy fan. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it is very objective and selective. But the thing with like Tom Segura and Bert Kreischer is that they flip flop to whatever the narrative is at that time.
Oh, that is true. Well, see, I haven't. Okay, so Bert's last special that was on Netflix, I thought was funny. It wasn't absolutely like hilarious like The Machine, but it was funny. When Jessica and I went and saw him in San Antonio that year, kind of the same material, hilarious when it was live. But I've never got into Tom. But I do agree with you that some of the clips that I've heard in their podcast, you can tell that they kind of flip narratives constantly.
Yeah. And they don't. That's why I like comedians like Chad Prather. I think he's very hilarious. He's very funny. He's very conservative, but he doesn't hold back either. I mean, I like liberal artists or comics too. My thing is stay true to yourself, right? If you're hardcore liberal or Democrat or whatever, and you want to go on that line, whatever. If you're funny, you're funny. I'm gonna laugh and I'm gonna support you in whatever. But be one way. Don't just constantly flip flop just because to fit the narrative. Know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and that's funny. That's funny you talk about that because like I was thinking about this the other day because I was trying to find like I was at work and I was like, there's not really anybody on Rogan that I want to listen to right now. None of the new episodes.
I haven't listened to Rogan in years.
Oh, I mean, I listen to him, but it's just I don't like. I'm not going to listen to every episode because for one, some of the people that he has on, I'm just not interested in. But there are people that he does have on that I'm interested in. So those episodes I will listen to, but there was nobody on that I wanted to listen to. I really don't listen to any wrestling podcast, and so I was just like, what am I listening to? And I was trying to think of like a comedian to like pop on, and I just like, and then I got to thinking like, man, who? What are some of the comedians I like? And then I started going through my head, and during my lunch, during my lunch break, I was just like Googling different comedians and I was watching some of their skits, and I was like, and then I went back and looked at my Google search, and I was like, good Lord, it goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. Like, I mean, I was, I was looking at Richard Pryor, and then I was looking at, you know, Adam Sandler, like two big and different comedians there. And then I was looking at like a Sinbad, a Sinbad
That's a
thing that
different.
that's a different one. That's
Yeah.
one they used. That's the one that used to be on cable and Black Box.
Yeah.
Skinamax. No, but there was a Sinbad special that I thought was hilarious back in the day when I was younger, and then I went back and I found some clips of it on YouTube, and they were still funny to me. But I was
Arsenio
like,
Hall.
yeah, he was all right. I didn't ever see.
I like the show.
I never thought, like, to me, insult comics were hilarious. I love Don Rickles.
Yeah.
Rodney Dangerfield was absolutely hilarious. There was some stuff that, oh my God, I can see him. I can see his face. Oh my God, who was the fat comic that had the trench coat? That did this. What is his name?
Damn it. I know who you're talking about.
Holy crap.
It was right on the tip of my tongue.
I have to look.
I'm looking. Just keep talking. You're good.
But like, I was like, man, he was hilarious in some stuff, but not everything was funny. But it's amazing to me that people get so offended and
Ralphie
butthurt.
May.
No, not Ralphie May.
Oh, you sure?
Yes, I'm 99.9,000% sure.
You're not talking about Ralphie May?
No, I'm not talking about Ralphie May. Ralphie May is funny though, or was funny. He's dead. But,
that's the one that's the only one I think about that's fat. And is he a black guy?
no, he's a white guy. Sam Kinison. Do you not know who Sam Kinison is?
Is he the older guy, or is it?
He's old because he's dead, but
I mean, what, like 90s comedian?
yes.
Okay,
he was early 90s, late 80s comedian. Yes.
What was his name?
Sam Kinison. Kinson. Or no, Kin. Yeah.
Yeah. I know him. He did a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, he did.
I remember that from the 90s.
Man, why is it all the comedians that I like did a lot of cocaine?
I don't know. I mean, maybe that's how they get hyped up.
Maybe the cocaine was making him funny. No, well, Ron White's not dead, and he never talked about doing cocaine. He just drank a lot.
Yeah. We got roughly 11 minutes left here. So WrestleMania season apparently is upon us.
It is.
Because WWE keeps reminding us we're on the road to WrestleMania.
Every
single time we're on the road to WrestleMania. We had the kickoff show. What was it? The weekend of the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the day before?
Mm-hmm. No, the Friday before.
Before.
Was it the Friday? No, it was not the Friday. It was the Thursday before.
Thursday before. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, they had it in Vegas. Rock was out. Rock came out. Well, first Roman Reigns said he challenges The Rock. It's his decision. He's going to challenge The Rock on WrestleMania. And then Rock comes out and they do their family tree bullshit. Cody Rhodes says, it's my choice and I choose you, Roman Reigns. And then The Rock bitch slaps Cody Rhodes. What do we make of this? I mean, what kind of are we going to see a 6-man tag and then Seth Rollins going to turn heel because the whole Shield thing?
First of all, where do you get 6?
6-man tag. Solo, Rock, and you have Jay or you have Jimmy in there. Jimmy, Rock, and Roman
No.
at Elimination Chamber.
No. Rock and Roman aren't scheduled for Elimination Chamber. Don't think that's going to happen. If it was, I think we would know by now because it is the 24th.
Is there anything after Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania?
No.
Okay.
I do not expect a tag match between those participants. I do not expect that at all. I will tell you what I do expect is the unexpected. And I hate to sound like a WWE homer when I say this, but this to me is probably the best. No, well, I'm not gonna say the best. It's probably the best. It's probably the best outcome that they can do right now because, and I'll tell you why. Everyone going into that show on Thursday expected Cody to pick Roman.
Right.
We did not expect Roman to come out and say, "I choose the Rock." Nobody, no dirt sheets, nobody saw that coming. And then for it to escalate the way it did, nobody saw that coming. But if you're a wrestling fan, you watched it long enough, you realize one thing. Rock has an ego, but he has a little bit of a wrestling brain, and he knows what the people want. And the people wanted Cody, so they got Cody. But what they didn't know that they wanted was heel Rock. Heel Rock is what they didn't know they wanted. Now, where that takes us and what that means, I have absolutely not a clue. From everything that I know and that I've seen, and I will preface this by saying, after the slap and after that thing was over, I was messaging people that are pretty avid wrestling watchers, and I flat out said, I'm not reading dirt sheets. I'm not following people that try to break news. I want the unexpected because right now they are giving me what I want, and that's the unexpected. I want to go into this and not know.
Right.
And that was something that I was really adamant about. So right now, I don't know what the next move is, but I will say this, everything that I've seen and everything that I've heard that isn't like breaking news and like dirt sheet news, The Rock is not scheduled to go to Australia, and neither is Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Now, if that changes, I don't know. But I will say this, it's going to give me a reason to kind of keep SmackDown on the back of my brain tomorrow because they're both supposed to be on SmackDown tomorrow. And that gives me a reason to be like, do I watch or do I just kind of peep it up on my phone every once in a while and refresh Twitter and see how the show's going? Or do I just, when they say, okay, The Rock and Roman are coming out, watch that segment and then do whatever else? Because right now,
shit, regardless.
Right.
That's horrible.
But yeah, I don't think we get a tag, but right now, you're one of your main events for one of the nights is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. Where that leaves Dwayne the Hollywood Rock Johnson, I don't know. But I think we're going to find out some more information tomorrow, and that'll tell us. It'll tell us what's going to happen. It was announced on Twitter by the WWE that Cody Cody and Seth are scheduled to be in Perth. Cody was originally not, but now he is. So Cody is at least going to Australia. Now, obviously, I don't think so. The one thing that I will say this, I don't think Seth isn't walking out of WrestleMania night 1 or 2 with that title.
No.
He's too beat up. He has a torn MCL and he's got issues with his back. He's got to take time off. He's got to rest. And he may need knee surgery. So I don't see Seth winning that. I don't know who it's going to go to. Me and a guy at work have been talking, and we've kind of both given our opinions, and both kind of outlooks could be good for either one. But him and I both kind of agree that it's either going to be A, Randy Orton, or B, Drew McIntyre.
I think it's going to be Drew, but he got Senior Money in the Bank.
And see, that's one thing we've both talked about is does Damian cash in on them?
I think
and one thing that I do kind of wonder about, and this is long-term storytelling, but one thing that we played the scenario out was, let's say Drew wins the Elimination Chamber. Okay. So Drew's got the belt. He's still on Raw. The original plan for that belt was Seth versus Seth versus Punk.
Well, the Elimination Chamber is to set up who's facing Seth at WrestleMania.
Right, but that was not the original plan. The original plan was Punk. Okay, so maybe Punk was going to be in this Elimination Chamber match. I don't know, but the original plan for WrestleMania was Seth versus Punk.
Right.
Punk is obviously rehabbing the shoulder, or the try, excuse me. But he had the promo. I'm coming for the belt, but the first person that I'm going to run through is you, Drew. So long-term storytelling, could this set up a Drew versus Punk at SummerSlam? Punk gets the belt, then that sets up Punk and Seth for WrestleMania next year. That's if Seth is out. Now, what fills in the gap in there? Does a Senior Money in the Bank cash in? And you get a little bit of a feud between Damian and Drew. But bad thing is, both guys are heels.
That's true.
So that's when we threw in the Orton thing. Does Orton win the belt at Perth, or does Orton win the belt at WrestleMania? Because Damian has to cash the contract, the briefcase in by WrestleMania. So he's like, me and a guy at work were talking. Does he cash it in at WrestleMania after Randy wins the title and
beats Randy?
That title stays on Raw? He beats Randy. So there's just so many known unknowns that can happen, because like a friend of mine at work said, like, okay, does the belt come to Raw with Cody, or does Cody go to SmackDown? Because Roman has that belt on SmackDown. Roman's a SmackDown superstar.
We're also forgetting about LA Knight.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So there's so many variables that right now, the only thing that I can tell you that's going to happen at WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And that's really all I got. Oh, and Bayley versus Io Shirai or Sky, whatever.
That's weird. That was a weird one. That was very early 2000s ish. The way that all went down.
But somebody brought it up on a Twitter or a Facebook thread that I was reading. Bayley hasn't been a babyface in wrestling since like 2016 or 2017 or something like that. Yeah, she's been a heel for that long.
She's such a good heel.
She's a great heel.
I don't know how to
But
take her as a baby face.
oh, she was super popular with the freaking people. I mean, like, but I think that she even said when she did Stone Cold Broke Skull, like she said, I'm on one of the greatest runs of my career, and it's just because I decided I have been a good guy for so long that maybe it was time to be a bad guy. And sometimes in people's career, it's time to make a change.
Yeah.
And like my buddy at work said, one thing that we can point out is what's Randy Orton? Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy?
He just looks like he's there.
No, he's not. No, he's not just there. Randy is getting to the status of the Undertaker. And when I say that, I mean you can't do nothing but cheer for the guy.
Right.
You can't do nothing but be happy for him because he's winning or he's in the title hunt. It's just
He's
one of
just a
those things.
legend.
Yeah.
The legend killer is now the legend.
Yeah. And now it's one of those things is like, I don't care what he is really now. I just want to see him win.
Yeah.
And it's funny to me because like before you wouldn't have ever expected that. I mean, I'll take this example. He beat Sammy, or was it Sammy?
Yeah, he beat Sammy.
He beat Sammy on that, but he
Which
got
is the
cheers.
number one baby face on
He got
Raw.
cheers because people want to see him win, but they also want to see Sammy win.
Yeah. It's weird.
You know, it's a strange time in wrestling, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't want to see breaking news anymore. I don't want to, or not. I'm sorry, not breaking news. I don't want to see spoilers anymore.
Right.
I just want to see it happen as it goes along.
You just want to be a fan.
Yeah. I don't want to know all the insides and outs. I know all the dirt now. You know, we know all the backstage and all that kind of crap, and we know it's fake, and we know this, and we know how this works and that works and that works.
It's
But
so
now I used the analogy with Andrew, our buddy, or was either Andrew or somebody else. I used the analogy of, would you still watch one of your favorite TV shows if you knew what the next episode, how it was going to turn out?
No.
Then why would I watch wrestling if I knew everything about it? Like
exactly.
that's I was like, I don't want that anymore.
Right.
If I want to watch something and I want to enjoy something, I don't want to know what's going to happen. Like I don't want to see the future of a UFC fight and know that, this fighter gets knocked out. I don't care.
Right.
Why the fuck am I going to watch it?
Right. It's
and
like
I think
watching the Super Bowl or recording the Super Bowl, even though you know who won.
Yeah, well, it's like if we knew who won the Daytona 500 on Sunday right now.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you
done.
I'll tell you right now that Bubba Wallace comes from the back and comes in second.
Can't give him a win, can you?
No, hell no, I won't give him a win.
Not even in the fantasy, you can't even give the poor man a win.
Do it. I was almost there, and I can't do it. I even saw Christopher Bell. No, I can't give him the win either. I almost said Riley Hurst, but I was like, no, I don't really like Riley either. There ain't nobody on that board that I'm like, BJ McLeod coming to the front.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got somebody knocking at the door.
Yeah, it's shower time.
Well, we got it over early, which is good.
Yeah, I gotta get a new house. Probably have a 1-bedroom apartment pretty soon.
Oh God. BJ
feels more like a prison.
No sponsors. A prison?
Feels more like a prison.
Oh.
There's one
can't hide from kids.
Yeah.
So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't get our special guest today, who normally chimes in with us. I think he's at a Bible study this evening, but he'll definitely probably chime in with some comments later. But we thank you for watching this. If you're watching this later on down the road, we appreciate it. We always do. Maybe one day Chris will figure out how his what is it that you don't have your password for?
Anchor, Spotify.
Anchor. Maybe his Anchor, he'll get his Anchor password back, and we'll be able to give these to you audio too. But right now you just get to see our beautiful faces, and that they are. But until next time, I sign off. Chris, close them out.
like he said, we definitely appreciate everybody watching, listening, tuning in. It is Daytona 500 weekend. Race hell, praise Dale. We'll see you down the road.
Amen to that.